to our next section under the decrease and conquer. So now here today we will be discussing about the combinatorial problems. So that means now we try to take some examples related to the permutation and combination, like say permutation, finding the permutation of subset of sets, etc. Because this permutation combination plays a very important role in computer science. Now let us start discussing about the generating permutation. Right now, as you know that now if there are n different items are there. So if you have n items, what do you mean actually by permutation? Permutation means arranging these n different items in certain way. So that is how we define a permutation, right? So we can find n permutation for n elements. So if there are n elements are there, now finding permutation is written as or denoted as n permutation. Say now our problem is that now we want to generate permutation or find the permutation of n elements. So now how do you do it? So in very simple terms we can say that we consider all n numbers, right? So we have to find the permutation of n. So we consider all the numbers till n, 1, 2, 3, etc. Now we have to find all n permutations of this set. Now what is our set? Now the set consists of elements n. So 1, 2, 3, etc. up to n. From this set of n elements, now you are supposed to find the permutation. So now the decrease by 1 technique, because we are discussing, as we have seen in our previous session, so the decrease by 1 technique. Now it says that now to generate n minus 1 permutation first, right? So in order to find n permutation, now first what we do, we find n minus 1 permutation first, and then we get the last permutation, that is permutation of nth number. So now that's what the decrease by 1 technique we are going to tell. So now how do we do that? So now first you find n minus 1 permutation, and if you multiply that with the last number n, so you are going to get n permutation, or you are going to get the final result. So our task was to find n permutation, so decrease by 1. So instead of finding n, now we find n minus 1, right? Because it is simple for us. So then how do you find n minus 1? Again we can go recursively. Recursively we can apply, instead of finding n minus 1, so we will find n minus 2 permutation, right? So now if we try to apply this concept recursively, so now we will try to find the permutation. So now one method which you are going to apply here is, so we will take an example and we will see how we are going to find. Now we have to generate the permutation for the set 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. So we have got a set which consists of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to find the permutation of this set. That means 4 permutation. Right? Now you are supposed to find the 4 permutation of these sets. So what all the sets are happy. So now we start our process with the first element in our given set. So which is the first element given in our set? 1. So we start with 1. Right? Now we will take the second number. So the second number in our set is 2. Now what we do is that now this insert 2, that means we take second number and we insert 2 from right to left and from left to right. Clear? Now understand carefully. Now what we are doing, now we are considering our second number 2 and we insert this 2 first from right to left. Clear? From right to left. Then we insert that same number 2 from left to right. Clear? So now what is having, so we have started with 1. Here now we take the second number. Now we insert the second number from right to left. Now if this is your 1, you start inserting it from right side. So you insert 2 here, right of this 1. Clear? Then we take 1 and we insert 2 to the from left side. So left of this, so we write 2. So now we got 2 numbers here. So in the previous step we had 1 number, now we got 2 numbers, 1, 2 and 2 1, right? So now we will take the third number 3 and we will do the same process. Now first insert from left to right, then from right to left. Now you take this first number 1 2, so you have the number 1 and 2. Now you are going to insert the new number 3 first from right to left, from right to left. So you have 1 2. Now 3 number, the third number 3, you start inserting from right to left. So first time it comes here, so you are going from right side, you are going from right side to the left side. Clear? So you get the number 1 2 and 3. Next what we do is, now instead of here you started inserting from here, so we go from right, from this side. Clear? So next we will insert 3. First we will take 1, then we insert 3, then we get 2, then we get 2. So we started from right side, first we inserted here, we got a number 1 2 3. Next what we do in the next step, now we insert 3 in between, so you will get 1 3 2. So you get 1 3 and 2. So in the next step, now 3 will be inserted here, so you will insert 3, then 1, then 2, right? So what we have done here is that we started with the new number 3 from right side towards the left side, in this direction you see here. So from right side towards left you keep on inserting. You start with the first number, then you insert in between like 1 3 2, then you put it in the next 3 2 1. So you get 3 numbers here. That is what written here. Clear? So we got now 3 numbers from the previous step. So in the previous step we took this one, left side. So we took the number 1 2 and we started inserting 3 from right side till it goes to the left side. So we get 3 numbers. Now the same procedure we do it by selecting this number 2 1. So we take the number 2 1 and we start inserting this new number 3 from left to right. So first 3 is inserted here, right? You get this number 3 2 1. So then 3 is inserted in between, so you get 2 3 1. Then 3 is inserted at the last, so you will get 2 1 3. So from right side, from left to right, when you start inserting, again we got 3 numbers. So in this part, so we got 3 numbers. Again in this part we got 3 numbers. So now the last number. Now we are in our set, we are having the last number 4. Now what we do is, we take this number 4 and you start inserting it from right to left and from left to right. So now we can divide this into 2. That's what we have done here. So we started with the number 1 and the first part is from right side to left side, this from second part is from left to right. Clear? Now we take the fourth number, next number 4 from our subset, from our set. Now we start designing, or we start generating the permutation. That is, permutation means what? The different ways in which you are going to arrange the numbers. Now you are going to arrange these numbers. What are the different ways you are going to arrange this number? So now we will take this first number 1 2 3 and new number is 4. Now we are going to insert this 4 from right to left. So first 4 comes here. So the first number you get 1 2 3 4. Clear? So the next number is 4 comes in this place. So 1 2 4 and 3. So if you are inserting from right side, now you just observe where the 4 is, where the 4s are inserted. So you are inserting from right to left. The first number you have selected. So this is your first number you have selected, 1 2 and 3. Clear? And the new number 4 you start inserting from the right side and you keep on going till the left side. So 4 comes here. In the next step 4 comes here, right? From this side you are inserting from right side. So in the next step 4 comes before 2, so 1 4 2 3, next 4 1 2 3. From right to left you have inserted. Now you take the next number 1 3 2. So you take the number 1 3 2 and you start inserting this new number 4. So first you put 4 here, you will get a number 1 3 2 4. So next you insert 4 here, 1 3 4 2. So in 4 comes here. From right side it keeps on moving towards the left side. So 1 3 4 2. This is another way you can arrange these 4 numbers. So next 4 comes before 3, so 1 4 3 2, that is a new way of arranging. And the next number again 4 is inserted in the first, so it comes here 4 1 3 2. This is another way of arranging. Here, so we have with 1 3 2 we generated another 4 different ways of arranging. So next the 3 1 2. So now we will take the number 3 1 2 and we apply the same procedure. So what is this procedure? You take the fourth number 4, you start inserting from right side to left side. So the first number will be 3 1 2 4. That is the way in which you are going to arrange. Next you put 4 here, so you get 1 3 1 4 2. Next 3 4 1 2 and 4 3 1 2. Now all these are from right side to left side. So now this part is over. Now we will take from left to right. Now this is from left to right. Now you start with the first number 3 2 1. You start with this first number 3 2 1. So you are taking your fourth element 4. Now you insert 4 here. So you are going to insert it from left to right. Right? Clear? So from left to right. So first you insert in the left 4. So this becomes is 3 2 1 becomes 4 3 2 1. So next 4 comes in the here after 3. So you can see we are going from left to right. That means you are going in this direction. You are going in this direction. You observe 4 where it is going. So it's starting from here. In the next number it goes here. That is 3 4 2 1 you will get. So next 4 comes here. Right? So 3 2 4 1 and last 3 2 1 4. So this number 4 we started from left side and we have gone till the right side. So now you take this number 2 3 1. So 2 3 1 and start inserting 4 from left to right. So 4 2 3 1 you will get. Next 2 4 3 1. So next 2 3 4 1 and 2 3 1 4. So now we are left with the last number, that is 213. So we will take the last number 213. You start inserting 4 from left to right. So this becomes 4213, 2413, 2143, 2134. So now if you look this, now we had 4 numbers in our given set. Now we have arranged these 4 numbers in such a way that now no 2 numbers are repeated. Right? Now if you take this pattern, if you take this arrangements, instead of these 4 numbers we will assume that there are 4 persons. Now you have to arrange these 4 persons or chairs in such a way that now one arrangement is not repeated again. So if you take this arrangement, first chair, second chair, third chair and fourth chair, this is one pattern, nowhere that is repeated. So now totally how many different ways you have arranged? If you count all these numbers, so how many numbers are there? 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now 6 4s are 24. So 4 permutation is what? 4 factorial is what? So 24. There are 24 different ways in which you can arrange these 4 numbers. So now this method, now what we have used, that means starting with one number, one by one new numbers you pick and keep on inserting it from left to right and from right to right. Now this method is called as minimal change technique. So we call this method as minimal change technique. That means from one set, from one pattern, when you go to the another pattern, there is minimum one change in this number. So if you take this number and this number, there is only one change. What is that? 4 from here it has gone till here. So we call this as minimal change technique. So because each number can be generated by exchanging only 2 digits of its previous number, right? So we try to get that. Now this method we call it as minimal change technique. Now this is one method of generating the permutation. Now we have another method now which is called as Johnson-Trotter algorithm. Now Johnson-Trotter, now they gave another algorithm now which is more efficient than this particular way. That means when n is very large, so then this method is more important for us. Now here we first take a permutation and associate an arrow mark for each digit k. So for arrow mark, now what we do is for each digit in above that each digit, now we are going to represent an arrow mark. Now that arrow mark, now the digit that k on which you are going to write that arrow mark, now we are going to call it as a mobile element. Now what is this mobile element? Because the entire Johnson-Trotter algorithm, now it works with a concept of one key component or a k, which you are going to call it as a mobile element. Now what type of an element you call it as a mobile element? Now if its arrow points to a smaller number adjacent to it, so in which direction the arrow mark is there, now based on that we are going to call it as a mobile element. Now say for example, now there are 4 numbers are given for us, 3, 2, 4, 1. On top of that number we are having an arrow mark, right? Now if you take this particular number 3, now above 3 you are having an arrow mark. Now in which direction the arrow is pointing? Now arrow is pointing in this direction and it is pointing to a number 2, right? Now 3 in front, above 3 you have got an arrow, this arrow is pointing towards 2 and this number is less than 3, right? So number is less than 3. Now we call this 3 as a mobile element. Now what is a mobile component or a mobile element is the arrow mark on that particular number. If you take any number, the arrow mark on that number, if it points to an adjacent number which is less than this, then we call this component as a mobile component. Is this clear? Now let us take another example. We will take this number 2. Now we will take this number 2. Now you have got an arrow. Now the arrow where it is pointing or in which direction it is pointing. Now this 2 is pointing towards 3. Now is 3 less than 2? No. 3 is greater than 2. Right now, so 2 is not a mobile element. Now why we consider 2 is not a mobile element? Because 2 is pointing to a number, adjacent number, which is greater than itself. Now in that case it is not a mobile element. Right? Now we called 3 as mobile element. Why we called 3 as mobile element? Now 3 was pointing to a number which is less than that. So we called it as a mobile element. Now take for example this number 4. Now 4 is pointing towards a number 1 which is less than that. So 4 is a mobile element. So we can consider 4 as a mobile element. Right? So now it is very clear that now you can directly say easily by looking this, we can say whether 1 is a mobile element or not. Right? Now think about few times and you will clearly understand that now 1 is pointing towards a number which is greater than that, so 1 is not a mobile element. Right? So when you consider this example, now in this example, now 3 and 4 are mobile element. Why 3 and 4? Because these 3 is also pointing to a number 2 which is less than that. 4 is also pointing to a number 1 which is less than that. Hence 3 and 4 are called as the mobile component or mobile element. So now our Johnson-Trotter algorithm, it entirely depends on this notation. So you have to understand, once you understand this particular notation, now which is the mobile element and which is not the mobile element, so you can try to implement our Johnson-Trotter algorithm. Now let us try to see what this algorithm is going to tell. So this Johnson-Trotter algorithm, now what is the input we are going to give? So input is a positive integer n. So input is a positive integer n. So we are supposed to find the permutation of this n numbers, right? So like say if you want to find permutation of 3. So if you want to find permutation of 3 means what? How many numbers are there in our set? Now we have got numbers 1, 2 and 3. Now these 3 numbers, now we want to arrange these 3 numbers in such a way that now we are going to find the permutation of these 3 numbers. So now input is a positive integer n. Now what is the output you are going to get? Now list of all permutations of 1, 2, 3, 4 etc. up to n. Right? Now this is what we are going to get. So now let us start with the algorithm. So this is what the algorithm of Johnson-Trotter algorithm is telling. So we have input n, it gives the list of all permutation of these n numbers. Now how do you start? So we initialize the first permutation with the numbers and arrow marks. We consider all the elements in the set. So whereas in previous method we started with one number, right? Now here what we do is we start or initialize with all the numbers in the given set, and we mark them as the elements. So the arrow mark, what we try to put, all the arrow mark will be from right to left. So in this particular direction, so in this direction we mark initially all the numbers now in this particular direction. So next what we do is, while there exists a mobile integer k, now until there exists, so if there exists a mobile integer k, now what we do is that we find the largest mobile integer k, right? So we are going to find the integer which is having the largest, then we swap that mobile component k and the adjacent digit towards that particular number which is having the arrow mark. Okay, and we try to reverse the direction. So now let us look here. So once you try to solve, so before we go to this algorithm, now let us try to first take an example and we'll try to solve that particular example. Now so it becomes very clear for us when we try to look into the what is that algorithm. So now what does this Johnson-Trotter algorithm is telling? So as we have seen that, so the mobile element, the notation what we are going to store it as a mobile element, or the define a element as a mobile number. Now that is very important. So now we have seen how we are going to do or indicate or identify a particular mobile element. So now let us consider or try to solve with an example. So now we have 4 numbers, right? Now we want to find the permutations of 4 numbers. So now if we want to find the permutation of 4 numbers, now what is our first step? So what we are supposed to do is, now we try to consider the complete 4 numbers and we say that is the initialization of those particular number. Clear? So 1 minute, let this file be loaded. So I think it is taking a few time to load. So we are going to start with this particular set of numbers what is given to us. So we have to find the different ways in which the 4 numbers can be okay. So we will start by first taking 3 numbers, so then we will go to number 4. Now you consider an example of generating permutation of these 3 numbers 1, 2 and 3. Now you are supposed to find the permutation of numbers 1, 2 and 3. So in the next example we will go to the 4 numbers. Now initially, now we write these numbers as, now we write this number as 1, 2 and 3. On top of that, now we indicate it with a arrow mark, and you see that how we have represented this arrow mark. Now this is the initialization or first step. Now all the arrow mark will be pointing from right to left. So now this is the direction in which the arrow mark will be pointing. So it will be pointing from right side to the left side. So now this is our first step. So now once you have obtained the first step, now what we do in the second step, now you are going to find which is the largest mobile element, identify the largest mobile element in this particular step. Now we know that how we identify a mobile element. Now you take the first number, the first one is 1, and you see in which direction it is pointing. Now it is pointing in this direction and there is no number on next to this, right? Leave this number. Now take the second one. Now 2 is pointing towards a number 1 which is less than 2, hence 2 is a mobile element, right? Now 2 becomes a mobile element. Now you take the another number 3. Now 3 is pointing towards, the direction of 3 is towards a number 2 which is less than 3. So 3 is also a mobile element. So now we have 2 mobile element or 2 mobile components. Now you are supposed to find the largest The second step says that find the largest mobile component. So now we have two mobile component. Now in this two mobile component, now which is your largest mobile component is 3, right? Now here 3 is the largest mobile integer or mobile component. So now what we do in the next step, so the next term will be, so now you exchange 3 and the adjacent number to which this is pointing. Clear? Now 3 is pointing to 2. Since 3 is the largest mobile number, in the next step we interchange these two numbers 3 and 2. Now we are going to interchange these two numbers 3 and 2. So when you interchange these two numbers 3 and 2, so you get this as our new permutation. So we started with the first this was our first permutation. The second permutation will be 1, 3 and 2. So again we repeat the same step. Now we start from this, right? So now this was our first permutation. Now the second permutation we got is 1, 3 and 2. So now we start from this. Now again you identify which is the largest permutation here, largest mobile element here. So now 1 is pointing this side, there are no numbers, leave it. Now 3 is pointing towards 1 and 1 is less than 3, so 3 is a mobile element. Now 2 is pointing to a number 3 which is greater, so 2 is not a mobile element. So now in this set, now we have only one mobile element, that is 3, and it is the largest. So now we go to the third step. Now what we do in the third step is that now we exchange 3 and 1. So 3 comes in the first and 1 we put it here. Clear? We are exchanging. Now we get a new permutation. Now again we start with the same process. Now identify which is the largest mobile element. Now 3 is pointing this side, there is no numbers, leave it. 1 is pointing towards 3 but it is greater, right? So 1 is not a mobile element. No, 2. Now 2 is pointing towards a number 1 which is less than 2. So now 2 becomes a mobile element and this is the largest. So in the next step, when you go to the next number, now 2 and 1 are interchanged. So now you are going to have another important step. Now once you interchange 2 and 1, so next what you have to do is that, now say, so we have interchanged 2 and 1. Right, now in between we'll get an intermediate step, we can call it as. Now what that step looks like is that now you have got 3, right? Now you have got a number 3 and the direction in which 3 is pointing is in this direction, right? And 2 is here and 1 is here, like this. Clear? So now you have to see that now is there any other element now which is greater than our mobile element? Now since what is our mobile element is 2. Now we have a number 3 which is greater than the mobile element. Now what it says that reverse the direction of all such numbers. Reverse the direction of all the numbers which are greater than the mobile element. Right? Now what we do in the next step, we interchange 2 and 1. So 2 comes here and 1 comes here. And 3 is a number which is greater than this 2. So the direction of 3 is reversed. Now you can observe here what is the direction of 3. Now in the previous step, direction of 3 was from right to left. Now here it becomes from left to right. Now you are going to reverse the direction. Now that is the 3 steps. Now basically now it consists of, now this algorithm consists of 3 steps. The first step, identify the largest mobile element. Second step, interchange it with the adjacent numbers. And third step, you check is there any element which is greater than 3. Now if you have got any number which is greater than 3, so then now we are going to reverse its direction. Right? So now we have reversed the direction of 3 here. So 3 direction comes here. Now again follow the same 3 steps. First step, so identify which is your mobile element and find which is the largest. Now you can see here 3 is pointing to 2, so 3 is mobile. Now 2 is pointing to 3 which is greater, so 2 is not a mobile and 1 also is not a mobile. So you have only one element, mobile element 3. Now you exchange now 3 with 2 because 3 is pointing towards 2. So next step, now 2 comes here, 3 goes here. Just we are interchanging. So 2 and 3 are being interchanged. Now apply the same steps. Now 3 is greater than, so 3 was a mobile number, right? Now is there any number greater than 3? So no. So third step we need not apply. So again we go to the step 1, identify mobile element. Now 2 is pointing this side, so no need. So 3 is pointing towards 1, so 3 is a mobile, and 1 is pointing to 3, which is greater, so 1 is not a mobile. So we have only one mobile element 3, and that itself is the greater. So the next step, exchange 3 and 1, right? So we will come to this particular step. Now identify the mobile elements. Now 2 is pointing towards this side, so you leave 2. Now 1 is pointing towards 2, which is greater, so 1 is not a mobile element. 3 is pointing this side, we don't have elements. So now what we have obtained is that now here at this step we don't have any mobile element. Now when you reach a particular stage where you don't have any mobile element, we stop our process. We are going to stop the algorithm. And when you find this list, now these 6 numbers what we got are 6 patterns or 6 arrangements. Right, we had 3 numbers 1, 2 and 3. When you find the permutation of these 3 numbers, we have 6 different ways in which we can arrange these 3 numbers, and this is our final result. Now this is what the Johnson-Trotter now algorithm is going to tell. Clear? So now if we try to solve, we'll take another example, and now this example it will be more clear for us, because here we are going to take 4 numbers, right? Now we are trying to take 4 numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we have to find, so we have seen in the previous method we have seen how we used to take one number, and we used to insert that number from right side to left side and left side to right, and finally we got 24 different parameters or permutations. Now here we are going to use the Johnson-Trotter algorithm. Now the Johnson-Trotter algorithm, now it has got 3 steps. Now the right side of our table, it indicates the steps, right? Our algorithm, what are the 3 steps are there? Now those 3 steps it is going to indicate. So we try to write it as step 1, step 2 and step 3. Let us wait. I think the file is not loaded. So now we have 3 important steps, right? So in our next section, so now we will try to continue with this particular problem. Now we will try to take the problem in Johnson-Trotter algorithm, and we will try to continue that particular, or try to solve that particular problem using Johnson and Trotter algorithm.